Hi folks, this will be the third recording today, or this evening. See it splash there, my family. I'm just going to show you where it is in comparison to where's my window, lights of the flats, ground floor, opposite, top floor. Anyway, I'm tired. So flashing, still click counts for you. A lot of sexual deviants and racists. Okay, move around my window where I normally film up, but moved. Having that. All around tonight, very active tonight. I want to concentrate because it seemed to, I wasn't intending to the last two posts, well, especially the last post was questions. And then to get the response, here's me going, can you respond now? Anyway, so I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to concentrate where I left off on the human race. Here we go, and hopefully, I think I started with stitching, didn't I? And he was wrong in his estimation, in his theory about the Anunnaki. Okay, and then I went on to talk about how I sensed, for me, the energies coming through, human resonance energies coming through onto Earth, and how I sense them through my various energy points in your body, with the crown, my heart, throat, and my eye between my eyebrows, third eye. Doesn't make me any more psychic, I don't think. Don't know what to tell you about that. I don't think it makes me any more psychic, even because the entities on people. I think we're all going to have these abilities that were stolen from us, from negative beings. And that's why the energies are changing, and that's why the world is how it is today, is to make us, drag us. They don't want this to happen, the negative entities don't want this to happen. They don't want humanity, humans, to have their abilities, because we will see what's on them. We will see the demons, we will see entities on people, and we'll know that they're not human. Okay, there are a lot more original humans on this earth than not. Okay, I'm going to move round to that. Hang on. There's a graph. There's a graph. Okay, I'll just give a yes. I'm just give a yes or no responses to things other than just saying it. And I don't want to be rude. Huh? Let's concentrate on that one. In the middle. I think there's a craft. I think that's a craft, don't you? I don't think it's houses. Houses are right at the bottom. As you can see, flats there. I think that's a craft. A bigger craft, I should say. Hi, family. I actually think it's a craft. Well, I'm not going to ask any questions as yet. I'm trying to think. That's topic. I'll expand on a few things, but really wanted confirmation from my family before I go, and this and that. and the governments of the world would have you believe that this is not happening. And they can see this. Okay, so there's departments within departments studying UFOs. They know about this. They've been told. The Prime Minister's councils, blah blah blah, and we're told to keep it quiet. This contact I'm having and others are having will be dragged out of the powers that be because they don't want this to come out. Everything that we were taught, everything that we've about our culture, no matter where you are on the earth, it's just it. It's just made up. It's just whatever, where you are in the world or whatever. Your beliefs are based on where you were born. It's nothing to do with being right or wrong. It's just that based on where you were born. And it's been a deliberate attempt over many civilizations to divide us humans as much as possible. Is that craft moving? Is that craft moving up and down then? I'm saying yes. Okay, continue. They've done this in previous civilizations and they're trying to do it now. They have been doing it now, I should say, trying to do it. They have been doing it, been quite successful. Whether it's based on race, religion, I said this before, I can't even say the word, I'm not going there. Race, religion, gender, sexuality, whatever. And since then, they've been done by very few people. That control the earth. Okay. They are controlled by negative entities, living beings that have given them knowledge or information that's been withheld from human beings, originally human beings. Our capacity to unnatural ability has been stripped, most of it has been stripped from us. But we still have remnants of that. That's why there's a religion. And that's why there's such things as deja vu, I don't know if you don't know anyway. And that's why there's so many things that we don't we'll just say off the cuff remarks or sayings without really investigating what's behind the remarks, where it's come from. Around the world, a person's beliefs are shaped by culture, religion, etc. And that energy that takes to shape that culture also instills in that culture some fear. So that fear might come from a religious belief that if you don't do this, that and the other, you're going to hell, or this will happen, or it might be to another religious belief where you've got to honour the dead in a certain way, or another religious belief that women are different from men. No matter what, it's always based on fear, it's always based on control. And they do that no matter where you are in the world, because we original humans have always had a spiritual connection to high beings. They try to break that, the negative entities. They've tried to break it in a number of ways. And one of the ways is by having or putting subhuman beings that they've created on Earth. There are beings on Earth now, and I'm not talking about right now about the reptilians or other species. I'm talking about that human beings that were created by negative beings that have no connection to higher powers or higher beings. They're just in. They were created to fill a role, fill a gap in the market, if I could say, and they were given extra knowledge to control humans, original humans, with their knowledge, apparently, that they got from higher beings, God, apparently, but they don't. They told us it was God or whoever, and it wasn't. And they have to do something because, like I say, many civilizations have been created. So the negative entities, have over the different creations, civilizations and creations of this earth, have taken what they've learnt and twisted it, knowing that it's going to resonate in somewhere in the original human's thought process, in our psyche. And when I say original human beings and subhumans, got what's going to say there. Okay, back with it. There are many different types of entities around. So, what's his face? David, whatever his name is correct, but is also wrong, and is also part of the conspiracy theorist fucking psyop program. Okay, David Icke. Yes, there are reptilians about on Earth or around in our solar system. They were never. Not all reptilians are the same. Not all reptilians are negative. Okay, they're not all negative beings. They are greys, different types of greys, like there are different types of reptilian. And they have their own agenda, and they have their own way of doing things. Some are parasitic, and some are not. Okay, and this is just reptilians for now. Yes, there are reptilians that hate us. They hate everyone, and there are greys that hate us, that hate humanity, because they're parasitic, want to feed off us. Okay, and there's other insecticide. I couldn't say yesterday. I don't even want to try today. So just forget it. God. Anyway, they're insects, creatures looking around, walking this earth on Earth, that want to control society. Like I say, the greys. There are many different types, many different looks of greys. There's, I would say, the reptilians as well. There's actually like 12-inch at most reptilian that look like dragons, old-fashioned dragons that we see in Chinese or Japanese literature. The sort of human that is devil-looking things, that are tiny little things, and then there's whopping 9 fucking foot reptilian things, powerful beings, and then there's things that look like crocodiles with the crocodile snout, muscular as fuck. Beings around. There's so many different entities around. So when people say, okay, this type of entity, like reptilian type of entity, are all bad. Yes, I've seen literally. If anybody's in the targeting program and has watched Ravina, what's her name? I'm trying to think. She used to do a thing. She was made out. She was a journalist. Okay, and then she was covering work on the targeted victim, and she did that, she was targeted herself. I'm trying to think of her name. 4 women. That was a setup. That was a psyop. But I'm trying to think. Anyway, one of them. Last time I sort of tuned into her, I knew my family were telling me, and this creature was actually saying, "Oh, she's evil." she's evil. And I was like thinking, no, saying that to make me stop watching the channel. And I kept saying she's evil. And the way she comes across, she leans to one side, she's very caring. The last thing you would think about this woman is that she would be um, anything but human, or a compassionate, empathetic human being. That's the way she came across. And then little cracks begin to show. Some people sort of get too comforted, sort of like slip the guard. Guard slips, that's the one. And once tuned into she's on YouTube, we tuned into a channel, and she got a reptilian overlay. Didn't she, family? Confirm that one for me, please. And I saw the reptilian overlay with the big yellow eyes, and she was like, what's going on? What's going on? She didn't know what was happening. That was a negative being. That was a horrible negative being. She's fucked up, she has. But she attracted that being to it, and it was like an overlay. Okay, so it was like a shadow casted over her face, and it sort of like imprinted itself on her. That's the best way I can describe it. Family, confirm that for me. Thank you. I've got a name. Asian woman. A writer. Anyway, and that's because of her energy. She's so evil and she's so cunning. That's the entity. That's over her energy linked with that entity, with that reptilian. So it's easy to take over a body, innit? It's nothing. Okay. Like I said, I've seen reptilian where this is another one. I watched YouTube. It's not YouTube, where her eyes, it's not an overlay, but her eyes change. The whites of her eyes go black. The reptilian that she was in her, that's imprinted on her, that's more deeply in her, is totally different from the entity on the other one. The other one, anyway, completely different look. And then I've seen reptilians, like I say, with a snout, like a crocodile or an alligator. Family, don't leave me hanging. Okay. So there's so many different types. When I say negative beings, I can't give you one type. I can't say, yes, this is one type. This type is definitely evil and definitely blah, blah, blah. Because what I've seen so many different types of reptilian and greys, and I've seen reptilian that are not here on Earth to harm Earth in any way at all. And we have more in common with them than we have with these beasts that are in the toxin program, because they latched into fucking demons, man. And we have greys, greys that are nice. That's what the New Age community or the UFO community would have you believe. And some of the greys I've seen have been fucking horrible. And that's the greys are linked, very strong linked with the Freemasons. And they're the greys that despise humanity, really despise humanity. They hate us. And you'd be surprised how much they control Earth. And they're about 4 foot of that. And you'd be surprised how much they control the Earth. And they just feed us negativity. They hate us, humans, full stop. And if they can bring our energy down, destroy Earth as it has been, they'd be really happy. But it's not just them, there are other negative groups on Earth as well. So there's so many groups fighting for Earth right now, fighting for control, or trying to leave Earth because they've lost control. So there's groups that's trying to leave Earth. But if you ask a Freemason if they've who they align themselves to, what energy, none of them will tell you this. None of them will tell you because they don't know. They've been lied to for centuries. And one of the ways they've done this, negative entities could get into the human psyche. They know us better than we know us. They know human psyche. They've been around for, I don't know how long, I don't know numbers. Been a long time, anyway. So they know human nature better than we do. And they know to create negative beings, and negative beings without high consciousness, without ability to connect with the heart chakra. So they've created these beings, and all they want them to drive with their ego. So very simple, basic. That's all they want, the basic drive. So they just make them incapable of love, proper love. I just fill them with a drive, so their egos are constantly to be fed. Did I confirm that, family? Okay. So that's why that's what's any politician, presenters, and so much of our energy we give away without realising how important and how strong we are as individuals, but also as a race of people. I'm not talking about black, white, I'm talking about humanity, humans with a heart, how powerful we are, but we've let other people tell us that have no consciousness, they have no heart, I've got to say heart now, heart chakra, to tell us that we're wrong, that we should be fighting this person, that person, that we're better, that we, they stroke our ego, because that's all they've got. So they stroke our ego. It's all ego based, and they make it all about control. So, and we're a lot more than that. And I think with the energies coming into Earth, we're going to see we are a lot more than that. So there's not one type of energy. There's not one type of negative being. There's more than one type of human on Earth. Like I said, there's humans that have never had a heart energy. And even now, being born on Earth, there's still humans that, okay, one of the creature beast couple, okay, was pregnant, and while she was pregnant, I kept seeing a shadow over the bump, the baby bump, where the baby was, obviously. The baby was born, and I've said, I think I've wrote it in one of my posts, and I think I've said it as well. Anyway, the baby was born, and that baby has got a demon attached to it. Confirm that for me, family. Okay, sometimes I say I want them to confirm because I know it sounds crazy what my sage says. I talk about UFOs, blah blah blah, but this part's just crazy. Anyway, you know what I mean, people. And the demon, because they told me what's going to happen. Basically, they're using it as food. So that soul of that child, if it ever had a soul, was gone, and the demons replaced it. It looks the child, and they told me not to call it child, to call it infant, because there's more. My family told me not to call it child. It's difficult not to call human looking infant, not child, just infant. Anyway, it's a demon. So this demon, less than 3 years old, born into a human body, And the parents know this. The parents have surrounded their child with portals. Like I say, the parts have described their portals. They know that they've got attachments to them. The fucking beast police officer that's linked with them got attachment to them. They know their portals around them. Portals going into the abyss, going into hell, go to whatever you want to call it. And you'd be surprised how many people have pimped their child out, sacrificed their child for this greater, to destroy Earth, to be a part of this fucking shit, whatever they're doing to destroy Earth. And because they have no consciousness, they have no soul, and they know even when they die, they didn't know this. They're gonna lie, say, yes we did. They never knew this. When this first started happening, this targeting, I knew how important energy is. I've always done how important energy is. I didn't know how much, but I knew that energy was important. And I knew that when we died, that wasn't it. I just knew before. That was my belief. I think we all say that's our belief because we don't know, but because I've been in contact with higher beings and they've told me and the higher beings. So there we go. And I've talked to about contact with family members and ex-boyfriend and what. So I believe, my belief is I'm having visual proof of it. Okay, I'm talking to higher beings, UFOs, my family as I call them. Okay, I was gonna say okay again then. So I know that there's life after death. There's more to this than Earth, this life on Earth. Okay, there's more to us, our energy. So I knew that we live on, and this confirms it. Sort of seeing these, my family, these entities. I knew that there was life, and I knew that it was good and bad, as such. That your energy, how you behave, how your inner core is going to attract what you are. They know that even when that child dies, it's going to be attached to demons. Demons are still going to be feeding off that child. These people are fucked up. I say people, these scumbags, and they know this. Okay, and if they're part of this targeting thing, I'm just going to I'm going to say this bit and move on to something else. Part of this targeting thing, there's so many children involved, there's so many families involved, that it's like a generation thing. So you will have grandparents, you have parents, and you have grandchildren involved in this. Thinking that they're knowing they're fucking up the earth, they're knowing that they're fucking up society, they know they're not doing it for good intentions or best intention. They know they're involved in dark occult knowledge to do this, and fucked up technology to do this. They know now through me and probably through others now that they're involved. The involvement will go on forever. They are linked to the abyss. There is the hell. There are demons out there that's feeding off their pain, that's feeding off whatever they. In fact, I've been told that the negative entities, whatever negative entities, and gives them the energy. I'll go into that another time because it's too bloody long to go into now. But they are fed the energy. The demons get their take, and then the demons get whatever. Give the human self whatever's left over. So it's controlling what they feel in each act. The demons feeding off them, everything they do. and they know this, and they know that when they die, it's going to carry on. They've been told that death is the end. Freemasons never believed. I know there's got to think about believing in a higher source. They doesn't believe in a higher source. Okay, full of good shit. They believe when they died, that was it. Death. Nothing. No consequences for their actions. And that's wrong. When they'll be tortured by the demons, whatever demons got their soul or got their energy. So it can continue feeding off them. I've said this before, I've said it a lot lately, until the last few days. It needs to be said. Anyway, so moving on from that. Yeah, so they created, there are human beings on Earth that are not human. We are going to see more of them. Like I said, they're breeding them, these fucking creatures, like it's going out of fashion. And they're purposely breeding them. So their children can go to school, go to nursery, go to college, go to whatever, and influence the children, the original humans, children that are around them. So, but I also have been made aware that original human children are being born. Okay, they will be repulsed by these children with demons attachment. They won't be able to, because the children with the demon attachment, they're like the parents. They are not being affected positively by the energies on this earth. They're in this abyss, in this hell, in this corridor. Their energy is linked to whatever you want to call it, hell or abyss. So when they go to school, as they grow, especially during puberty, that's when the demons or whatever are gonna fuck them up, because their energy is not compatible with what's going on Earth now. They can't grow. There's nothing. Anything that's connected to them is hell, is the abyss. And if by the time of puberty comes around, the demon or demons, because they've sort of put a light bulb on the head as well. Fucking ridiculous. Sort of like, ooh, here I am. So by the time they get to puberty and all the changes that could bring, how wonderful. You will know. The child will literally crack up. It will have a psychotic break. The majority of the children that are linked to the creature beast, to non-humans, will have a psychotic break. Because the energies are not compatible. Plus their parents are telling them to act a different way, and to talk to somebody. Literally they do. So they know that they're fucked up somewhere, and they're thinking, and it doesn't matter who will tell you, because they will be told that politicians, that person's one of us, that person's one of us, that person, this person's one of us, but their psyche, that just, they have to sort of switch to act a certain way when they're around family and friends, and when they're around the creature beast of their group, when they're around the kids at school who won't like them. They will attract people who are sycophants. That's all. Like any narcissist or anybody with a psychopathic personality disorder-ish kind of thing. Okay. What else? So us original humans, we have nothing to fear. We're on this earth. Yes, there's a lot of things going off right now to dismantle and try to stop us connecting with our birthright, our intuition, psychic abilities, etc., that stop us getting with our clan. But that will never, they can't do it. They literally can't stop. Now, look at me now. I'm having this conversation with UFOs, my family. And as much as these creatures in the background, if you can hear them, try to stop me, they can't stop it. No matter how many fucking homes they've told to put their lights on, to try to sort of like discredit what I'm saying or what I filmed.